Hi, thank you so much for joining me. You're watching Esther from Stampin' Star Creations, and just want to say a big thank you to all my supporters and subscribers. I've reached over 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. Again, I'm going to apologise for the sound. You might hear a bit of background sound. I've got problems with my phone, so you're just going to have to bear with it, I'm afraid. Today I'm going to be using Colourful Seasons. I feel like I've neglected this set a little bit since my initial play, so I'm bringing it back. I'm going to play with it. I've also done a bit better and actually properly measured my card this time, unlike my last video. Right, so we've got a standard A6 UK size, so you can look up the measurements if you want to be specific, for a matte layer which is in Night of Navy. You've got Occasion Craze layer, which is 5.2 inches across. What do you call it? 5/8 or something, by 3 3/6. I don't know. Oh, I thought I sorted it. Anyway, I'll get the measurements on the comment below. So let's try the Whisper White. Whisper White is 5 inches by 3.5 inches. That's nice and easy. So we're going to start with that white piece first. I'm going to grab my piercing mat so I got something nice firm surface to work on. I'm going to turn it this way around portrait for the sake of ease. I found it, for some reason I found it easier to work in portrait rather than landscape. I don't know why. I just thought it might be easier. Right, so this is a mask I've already used. It's basically a piece of copy paper, so any kind of scrap piece of paper. Paper's better than card, because if you use card you'll get a bit of a ridge and it doesn't come out exactly where you want it on the actual piece of card you're working on. So I'm going to grab my sponges, and I've got Occasion Craze. I've got a sponge here which has got a bit of Tangerine Tango on it already, and Crushed Curry. So start with your darkest colour first, being the Occasion Craze, and then you dip your sponge into the ink. Now rub off the excess onto your copy paper, and then we're going to start at the base, and in small circular movements we're going to rub that onto the card. I'm just going to pick up some more ink. It's better. Now you might want to really secure your mask. I'm just holding it down with my finger so that it doesn't come away. So we're just starting with the bottom layer. Keep adding the colour. And then I'm just going to do a few patches here and there. I don't want to cover it all in the same colour, but I want to get a bit of texture and depth. There. Okay, I'm going to go in with my Tangerine Tango colour. I've still got some ink on there, so I'm not going to re-ink it. There's no right or wrong, just trying to make a slightly mottled look. And then I'm going to go in with the Crushed Curry. Just going to add a bit more. Bring out that nice yellow colour. Now the reason you want to take off your excess is because you end up getting a spongy look to your project, which you might not actually want. If you want that look, that's fine. So we've masked about a third, not a third. I'm not very good with my numbers. It is a third, isn't it? Well, we've coloured in a third of the project. Right, moving on swiftly. Okay, we're going to lift this off. That reveals that lovely crisp line on your project. I suppose you could work with it this way. I just found it easier to do it the other way. Okay, next we're going to go in with our Versamark ink and using the skeleton leaf. But before I do that, go in with your embossing buddy. This has got powder in to just stop the static and the stamp sticking to your fingerprints or something it shouldn't. Okay, and I'm going to do the first one up the side. You won't be able to see it now, but when you put the powder on, you'll be able to see where that shows up. So we're going to do 3 of these, and then we're just going to touch the corner there like that. You don't have to work overly fast, or say too fast, because the ink is nice and juicy, so it gives you a little bit of time to work with it. And then go in with your embossing powder. Don't worry, even if you tip up the whole jar on it, it's fine, as long as you salvage it afterwards. You could just keep reusing it and reusing it. There you go, it goes back in the tub. So let's bring in our heat gun. I'm just going to show you one, and then I'll go back and do the others. So you heat up the powder until it all melts like that. And the great thing about the Stampin' Up! Embossing powder is so fine that it doesn't leave you any gaps. It will fill anywhere where you've put that ink. So I'm just going to finish this off and then we'll go to the next stage. That's all embossed now, and we're going to use chocolate chip. We're going to stamp slightly over the embossed image, so we're just layering the leaves as if they're falling together. Now I'm going to press fairly firmly so that colour goes through to the beyond the embossed image there. Nice autumnal colours. And same again, we're going to do three of those images. Then we're going to introduce some Night of Navy and use the smallest leaf in the set. We're going to double stamp these to get 2 lots of shades, so have a lighter blue in there as well. Now, when I made the original one of this card, I wasn't sure what colour sentiment I wanted. So a great tip is to stamp your sentiments onto a piece of copy paper, and you can have a play as to what you think you like best. So using the colours coordinated in the card, you can have a look which one that you like the best. And it also depends on what you're going to then mount your card onto as well, and what you want your focus colour to be. So in this case I'm going to go in with the Night of Navy, using the Thinking of You sentiment and using the line that's already on the paper as a guideline as to where to put my sentiment. I'm going to just stand up for this so I can see what I'm doing. There we go, right. And then that can be layered onto your card. So I think these are great masculine colours, but you can use any colour you like. It doesn't have to be autumnal colours. You could do some nice bright colours if you like. I thought something simple for autumn, something masculine. Can't go too wrong. Okay, I'm just going to bring in some dimensionals and pop some onto the back of this. Because it's quite a simple card, it's quite nice to just add extra depth by putting some dimensionals. Now, another tip to share with you, if you've got one of these fabulous pokey tools, I do put washi tape around things that I'm going to lose easily so that it makes it stand out. So you can put your washi tape on the lid, that protects the point. Now if you go in at an angle, let me just zoom in for this bit. If you go in at an angle, you can pick up that top layer of backing paper. And if you've done this for a while, you can do it quite quickly. And that just flicks off that top layer. It's quite fun to do as well. There's one more there. And that's picked up all those pieces of paper. You can grab that and put it in the nearest bin. Ta-da! It's easier with the smaller dimensionals, but you can also do it with the larger ones. Okay. Line that up and stick him down.